Dev Stream just got done with good news about the PvE scenario and everything known now about the PvP scenario, including the new blueprints, deviations, how it exactly works, when you can swap, everything. First, the most important part about the length of the PvP scenario and the PvE scenario coming afterwards. The PvP scenario is only 19 days long. It's really crisp and small, and it starts on the 26th. And then the way of the winter, the PvE scenario, the servers start on the 17th of October. So from that point onwards, you can join over again. If you start the Prismwar Clash straight away, 23rd sign up, 26th beginning, then you'll be able to experience everything day one. Otherwise, there'll be more servers to join later on if you're not stressed for the new content. And now, how does the new scenario work? You can join two factions, Rosetta or the Mayflies. And the goal is to gather Prism energy for your team. How do you gather Prism energy though? That's by finding the respective Prism deviations and securing them. But this will be hard because it's a PvP scenario. Let's spell it out. The victory condition of this scenario: fight over Prism deviations in the wilderness, then secure them to earn Prism energy for your faction. The faction that ends with the most Prism energy wins. That sounds quite simple. Now, Prism deviations can be had in contest areas, public crisis events, and contest areas. And then the lower ones that give the most energy, the two new ones, the Berserkosaurus Rex and the Radiant one, it's Operation Chiron, Manibus, Paradise Lost, Darkside, Dig to Hell, all these events, but they're also PvP. So if I go for the public crisis event in a contest area, well, the other faction can be there too. And this is how the map will look. You get the Rosetta base, that's a safe zone. You get the Mayfly base, that's a safe zone. And then there's a public safe zone as well. Plus 3 zones, which are the contest areas. The scenario will start with only the middle contest area being available, and then with the other ones opening up with each week. And they're only taking 5 days for the first week, then 7 and 7 days. Again, 19 days, very slow. In the contest areas, PvP is consistently activated. Safe zone, you're safe, everything is good. Contest areas, it's open battle. You meet someone of the enemy faction, you blast them into pieces. Now, how do we secure these Prism deviations for the energy for our team? You must be in a contest area, so PvP is active, and then a Prism deviations takes 30 to 2 hours to secure depending on their rarity. That means you'll prepare your base in the safe zone. You'll set up a very cool prison, jail, something, anything like a hard maze for someone to go through. And then you'll move your base over to the contest area where you're then going to be trying to secure a Prism deviation and kind of fight off the hordes of enemies who are going to try to break open your base to stop you from securing that one. If you teleport with a Prism deviation in your backpack, enter a safe zone, or if you are defeated, then, well, GG, you're going to be losing that one. So you literally have to be in the open world, in the contest area, securing the Prism deviation to get it for your team. To iterate again on the territory construction, they're actually showing a nice clip in the background, and as they're saying it again, you got to build a powerful base. It would be nice if you had a hive, if you had a warband, if you had people actually working together, your friends, to really build something truly amazing together that you can then move into those contested areas to really be able to secure something. Because if someone destroys the securement unit before the securement is done, well, that's it. Now we'll have 3 phases. In phase 1, it's only Mayfly base safe zone, Rosetta base safe zone, and the public safe zone, plus then the central Blackfell area being the contested area. And this one is only 5 days long, with the public events, Darkside, Dig to Hell, Cargo Conquest, and the securement silos Phi Sigma EX1, the Monolith, Ravenous Hunter, Trend, and Shadowhound. And in these public events, in the contested area, that's where we're going to gather these deviations. And I guess the 10 and the 20.1s will be like the 30 minutes really quick securements, while then the 200 and the 400.1s are looking a bit for maybe have to hold your base out 2 hours long. The second phase, which is 7 days long, the Western Blackfell area will open up with more public crisis events. Namely, we're getting Paradise Lost, Operation Chiron, and there's more securement silos opening up as well. Plus hard mode will be available. So first one is only normal, Then we got hard mode. And in phase 3, we also have everything in pro mode available. If you're then looking to farm more mods to make your character better, can be done in the PvP scenario as well. And then the final phase 3, the last stand, we get the Manabus public event, the Sproutlet Conquest Securement, Theta Monolith, Leah, Research Labs, and the Forsaken Giant all open up, plus pro mode. And there's new phase events that are happening throughout all the phases. They're called Prism Descent. Applies to all phases. Prism deviations shall spawn during every phase. However, Berserkosaurus Rex only spawns during phase 2 and 3, and the Radiant one only spawns in phase 3. Then Sanctuary applies to all phases. Every day from midnight to noon, all buildings are under protection and receive 70% less damage from opposing metas if they are in the contested area. Again, if you have a really good spot in the contested area, you might actually want to keep their base there. But obviously, you can in a 10-minute tag move your base from save area to contested, from save area to contested. You don't have to stay there. There's a buff for the leading faction and something for the losing faction. So everybody wins. Applies to phase 2 and 3. If the leading faction has 60% Prism energy, it gains 20% buff to Prism deviation securement speed. Faster securement. Meanwhile, the trailing faction gains 20% damage reduction on its buildings and a 20% buff to gathering efficiency. That seems okay-ish, I guess, but it could also really snowball in favor of the winning faction as it's winning, and it's then just going to be winning harder. There will be a faction leaderboard for you to just go through, and then obtaining the following in the faction gain 1,000 Prism energy, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000. That gives you all Star Chrome, so the more Prism energy you actually gain for your team, well, the more Star Chrome you'll get, so be active, have fun. But you can simply join the PvP scenario to get yourself the Prism Descent, Clash at Blackfell, The Last Stand, Star Chrome face rewards, plus the general Star Chrome rewards you're getting with your purifications, because it's 5-day week, 7 days. I mean, end of the day, you might as well just simply enjoy your time PvE-wise here and not dive too deep into the PvP, but you could give it at least a chance. Very important when it comes down to the leveling and everything. The progress is extremely sped up. So you're meant to essentially be able to, from level 1 on, from the beginning on, straight up join into PvP and not have to farm your way very grueling and long to 50. Since the first phase is only 5 days long, you're essentially meant to be max level with max equipment, very fast and easy in these 5 days. XP is literally going to be shoved down your throat to fast track you that the PvP scenario makes sense. I mean, if you would take all 5 days to get to level 50 and get your equipment together and feel powerful, that's not it, right? You want to join day 1, optimally after a few hours be already max level, that you can then go out and enjoy the Prismverse Clash as it is. It might actually have been better to just have people be level 50 straight away as they join the server, because it's all about the PvP anyways. I'm not joining the Prismverse Clash to farm, to grind, to become a higher level. Nah, I want to shoot people and get XP for that. We're sadly not getting new guns to shoot. We're getting nothing to blast away at our opponents, but the katana that so many of you have been asking for is finally coming as a blueprint. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, rejoice. You can hack and slash away at your opponents. You can get this out. Maybe with a Prismverse Clash, there might even be an opportunity to play a little bit of a melee build to slice and dice your opponents. We'll see about that. And for our friends that do like cars and are not so much into riding around on bikes, there is finally a 4-wheeler car skin coming, which they might have outdone themselves so far, but I'm also not really want to know what this is going to cost. I mean, with the prices of the skins out there, am I going to pay $50 for maybe a car skin? I played the game for 500 hours so far for free, so I guess it would be okay to spend at least some money. What do you think, ladies and gentlemen? You're going to give that PvP scenario a try or not your cup of tea? We get the new deviations that you can then obviously from that point on take on in every further scenario. So if you make to get a Radiant one or a Berserkosaurus Rex, you're happy. But you could also just wait for the Way of Winter mid-October 17th to then join over there. But until then, just doing the normal scenario another time, Evolution's Call or Manabus, rather do the small 19-day one, take all the bonus Star Crown that you can easily soak up, And my worst case scenario, you'll just build yourself the perfect prism deviation securement unit base and just fool people with tons of fire traps and towers and everything, and just be a big bad meanie trying to secure something with your friends together. I know people will try hard left, right, and center. There might be the one or the other cheater, but I think it could be a good, fun experience. Now, if you're looking for a build to actually take into that scenario, here's the perfect one. Check it out. Enjoy. Have a great time. Thank you for watching. Love you all.